You know, there are a lot. When you pick up one of these friction calls, it's it sure feels foreign in your hand when you first start trying to use it. And but once you get the hang of it, it's like, man, it was right there all the time, and I didn't get it. And I want to run by just a handful of things. You know, and I've made about 5,000 calls now in the last 4 years. So I've played every one of them, and I've played so much with so many calls. You know, I've actually made a knot on my finger right here. I've almost deformed it. So I want to share some things with you that'll help you if you're learning, especially if you're learning, and even we can all learn something new. Don't we shouldn't ever think that we can't. So I want to show just a couple little things that I've learned to do, and especially a couple of things that are a must, just a must if you're going to call. You know, the first thing, and it's more so with my calls than others because I don't have soundboards, but it's like this with all calls, and it's you cannot choke up on this striker tip. You just can't get too close. You know, and depending on the size of your hands will determine just how much distance you can leave right here. But I tell everybody to do what's comfortable for them. Just, you know, you can play it up like this. You can play way up like this. But most of the time, most everybody's going to be just about like this. Another thing, you've got to have that. You've got to have a little bit of room. If you get close, it's going to shriek. It's just not going to. It's going to make it so critical for you. You just can't get that note out there. Your call won't come alive. The next thing is you've got to get the weight off the striker. It needs to flutter. It's the magic wand, and you can't do this. You know, I can call like this because I've been calling so much, but I can't perfect my sound. I'm going to miss a note because when you put all that pressure on that and you're up here floating around, it's not easy to do. So, you know, if you've got great big hands, you can prop over on the side of your hand way over here. And if you've got small hands, don't be afraid to get up on top of the call. You know, on most calls, there's plenty enough room for you to get up on top of it and play on the other side. I mean, it won't hurt to get on the call. But you have those two things right there you've almost got to do to really get the hang of this. And then what I suggest, especially for the learners out there, if you're trying to learn, is just keep your striker in contact with the call. You know, it's a lot of people come back and lift and go back, and that's hard to do. I mean, it's hard to just think trying to hit somebody 10 times and trying to hit them with the exact amount of pressure 10 times. That's not easy to do. And it's kind of the same thing here. This is the thing of subtlety. It's not how big and strong you are. So I recommend for everybody, especially when you're learning, is to stay on the call and just make a simple little circle. Some people call it a J or a football. It's been called all kinds of things. But basically, you just stay on that call and just master that simple call first. Just real simple. When you're first starting out, especially you young people, don't try to call too loud. Don't worry about all that. The turkey can hear way, way, way better than you think they can. The next thing is when you want to do the putt. You know, and I've learned to hold some pressure down there, and try to tell your brain that you're gonna move just like picking a guitar string. Just hold down and just don't even have to lift your striker. Just keep control of it. A bird will go, and then he'll go. And if you're lifting that striker and doing all that, it's really, really hard to make that note. But those simple things, you know, if you'll just start out simple, you know, I think a lot of, especially young people, they want to be loud and they want to be this and that. Just don't overplay your hand. Do what you're comfortable doing, and as you practice and you keep on practicing a year or two or three, or if you want to sit down every day and play till your fingers hurt, you might get it in 1 year. Normally, you're probably not. But you just learn, and I'll give you an example of what I'm saying. This little bitty call right here. Well, I don't have much striking surface, But if I'll just use that simple technique, just a little small circle, see, that's all you need. That's all you need. And if you'll try, I mean, I know that may sound like I'm trying. Just keep it simple. Keep your calling simple, especially when you're trying to learn. Don't go out there trying to don't go out there trying to force every bird to come to you, because they're not going to do it. And just play within your capabilities. That's very important.